My $1 million bet for 2025 and beyond is none other than MINA protocol. This project has to be one of the most exciting advancements in cryptography I have so far come across, and this project is relatively small for where it can go. So in today's video, I am going to give you all the bullish reasons why you need to look at MINA protocol, not just for 2025, but I'm talking also beyond. So let's begin with just simply why I'm so bullish and why you guys really need to have this project on your radar. Okay, let's begin, right? So some of the most bullish roadmap events I have so far come across in any project happening in 2023 right up to 2025, which is exactly when we need to hedge because everyone else is going to be scrambling to buy MINA tokens at these blow-off moments. And we're going to be in nice and early, of course, not financial advice. Let me talk to you about some of these events, and then we'll get into what actually MINA protocol is in just a minute. Okay. So they're actually boosting their stats, right? So they're going to be lowering their finality times, very important in blockchain technology, whilst also increasing their scalability to infinite levels, which means it can just grow and grow and grow forever and ever, okay? Very important things. They're also going to on and off chain storage. It's important we differentiate those two aspects. And also they're going to be quantum secure, meaning they're going to be secure against the computers of the future, okay? They're also looking to democratize consensus, further allowing anyone on any device to have equal say. MINA allows anyone to spin up a full node on any device because it's all browser based. Huge. Also, programming languages are going to be improved. Get this, devs can use and compile any programming language. This is huge, guys. I don't think anyone realizes how important and impressive this is. Developers create the applications for us, for users, to go ahead and use. If we don't have developers being able to seamlessly create whatever they want, let their imagination run wild, you know, you're going to have some problems down the line. So this is very important. Now, some of the more important information I'm not going to go into, otherwise this video will go on for quite a while, but I do touch on this in just a minute. ZK app chains, ZK oracles are going to be massive and also coming up in just this year alone. So I guess these are going to be coming out probably 2024, 2025, when we're going to obviously need important updates to boost the price. But this is coming up this year, right? They are going to be able to be trustless, interoperable with their ZK apps to Ethereum, okay? So they haven't actually created their ZK apps just yet, which is like their smart contract application layer so developers can build their applications. But when they do, they're looking to create a seamless bridge straight into Ethereum. Of course, very important. The Ethereum virtual machine is the most important sort of machine to be compatible with, of course, probably and for quite a while, right? Now, again, they will be adding their ZK apps to the mainnet. Thus far, they haven't, which means no one can actually create applications just yet on MINA because, well, these guys are at the forefront of innovation, essentially. And also, as I mentioned before, you can run a node on any browser. Now, of course, before we continue, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. So please remember, this is just for educational purposes only. Okay, let's begin now with some of the information before we get into those bullish features on where MINA currently stands and then move into my price prediction for 2025 and beyond. So one MINA token right now is a nice and crisp 56 cents. And actually, the ICO was not too far ago, about 2x up from that point at about 25 cents. Now, I got in at the ICO, so I'm quite lucky, but again, we're not too far off, so this might be a good opportunity for us to take advantage of. Now, back in 2022, the all-time high was at $9.90 and 18x from where we are right now, so this is actually very, very good. Most large projects aren't this far down. They're normally about a 10x down, right? Also, I suspect, this is my prediction, I'm going to break it down in a sec, 2025, $18.50 token, which means the market cap will have to be $25 billion. And I'm predicting roughly based on the vesting schedule about 1.35 billion tokens. Therefore, that's how I come up with that price. So let's talk minimum and maximums because there's no point in me giving you a predicted price when it's just me kind of guessing based on information, right? Let's give you some two price points so you can mentally take advantage of, okay? Minimum, I'm guessing about a $7.48 token because I'm going to say we will see a minimum market cap of $15 billion. Again, we're obviously going to say the same amount of tokens are in supply. And on the max side of things, $85 billion market cap, right? The previous all-time high market cap was like just over $1 billion. Now, again, MINA actually launched in late 2022 or thereabouts, 2021, 22, but the thing is it never really took up. It didn't really have a narrative that it could take advantage of, okay? It was a new project. Yes, it did shoot up in price. Most projects did, but in saying that, it really hasn't had its actual so-called moment yet. So Nevertheless, I definitely think this is possible. A huge increase from the previous market cap, but definitely doable, contingent on these events I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, and I've already spoken about briefly, coming to fruition. Now, it's going to be hard for MINA Protocol to bring this all to life, but the team is very, very strong. Now, my prediction moving into 2025, again, $18.50 token. What does this look like? Well, the stats are 25 bill market cap. Again, 1.35 billion circulating supply. Now, if you get in at an average of 50 cents per token, which we're not too far off, you could turn $10,000 into $370,000. That's amazing. Traditional markets would only dream of such a thing. But in 2029, I am going to very boldly say we're going to see a $57 token or thereabouts, meaning the market cap's going to be about $100 billion. Now, again, the circulating supply, we do have to consider that there's going to be more tokens in circulation. It's going to be about 1.75 billion. Now, if you buy in at an average 50 cent, again, price, near what we are at today, $10,000 will therefore 114x, turning it into $1.14 million. I know, crazy, but you guys have to remember there are a lot of bullish features going into MINA Protocol, and one of the most underrated aspects definitely has to be this. The privacy narrative will boost the price of MINA. What am I talking about? Well, don't worry, we're going to get into that in just a minute. Now, for some of you thinking, Kyron, you're nuts, man. You come up with these crazy predictions. How? Why? Well, take a look at this, everyone. This was about the 2021/2022 bull market all-time high, right? We saw some huge prices for some of these projects, right? Solana, $75 billion market cap, right? ADA down here at 67. This one went up to about 90 billion, so it definitely went more, and so on and so forth. Just have a look and remember, guys, this was purely retail speculation. You can only fathom when we begin to get more and more, into the institutional and national sort of markets. Okay, and I definitely think MINA can take advantage of this, or at least be a hub for privacy for a lot of retail customers, because again, there's going to be some really big changes happening in the world at the end of this decade. I know, dude, nah, you might be thinking, you're still unconvinced. Well, MINA says, hold my ZKPs, bro. This is why it's an S tier project, and specifically in the narrative niche.
What?
Here's me thinking I'm getting all in the zone, right? The privacy niche is what I was meant to say. You guys can laugh at me down below. A layer 1 ZKP blockchain, right? That's obviously what it is, right? Competing with Monero, Zcash, things like that. 22 kilobytes in size forever. This blockchain will stay at 22 kilobytes in perpetuity, because the way the zero-knowledge proofs work, it essentially takes a snapshot of the current state of the blockchain. So you can imagine it's just taking photos of the next part of the blockchain forever. So if I was the blockchain right now, I'm going to take a snapshot, move to the next slide, take a snapshot, and that would encompass pretty much all the previous so-called snapshots or state of the network, okay? So yeah, it's very complicated stuff, but it's groundbreaking, right? And therefore, this has enabled it to be powered on any device. You can use it on any browser because it's so small. Matter of fact, you can go one step further and actually connect MINA to any chain, because computations are processed off-chain to make it quite fast, right? So you can connect that with zero-knowledge proofs to any network, and they're working on this right now, okay? Huge stuff. Also, again, you can connect to any website privately, and this is all thanks to their ZK oracles. We'll touch more on these in just a second. Now, let's talk about this privacy boost that I was mentioning to you guys, right? So, get this. Currently, or hereabouts, right, 2021, the privacy so-called market was about 1.68 billion. Now, just keep in mind, this isn't crypto. This is just like regular privacy software related things, but this will give us a good indication of where we're kind of headed, right? Now, the forecast for 2022/2029 is 40% compounded year on year. That's pretty much what CAGR means, right? And they're going to estimate about a $25.85 billion industry in 2029. Now, you're thinking, Kyron, dude, you predicted like what, 5x that pretty much, 4x that for just MINA alone. Well, again, I believe it can definitely be a lot more, because this report doesn't account for the transformation the web will see at the end of this decade. People are going to want their privacy and freedoms back thanks to CBDCs. And if you don't believe me, if you're going, what the hell is he talking about, CBDCs? If you don't know about CBDCs, you're probably living under a rock, especially if you're in crypto, because this is a very big thing right now. But I'm going to put up a video just in a second of Klaus Schwab, the sort of chairman, the founder, if you will, of the World Economic Forum, saying some pretty crazy things for what's going to happen at the end of this decade.
We have to have a strategic mood. We have to construct the world of tomorrow. It's a systemic transformation of the world. So we have to define how the world should look like, which we want to come out of this transformation period.
So yeah, I think there's going to be a very big need for a network focusing on privacy, and by 2029, I think MINA will have its foothold in not just itself as an established network, but also have its paws in most other, or related to most other networks, so it's easily accessible, okay? Now, ZKPs are at the forefront of MINA. Essentially, as I said before, like the network, the blockchain is essentially being created from a snapshot of the previous state, which means it's essentially fully ZKP, right? It's crazy. Now, you can actually have zero knowledge app chains, right? So ZK apps are kind of like what their smart contract is. It's their applications, right? Developers can easily create their own rollup / sidechain with ultra fast TPS and be secured by the main chain, right? So they're focusing on rollups, more specifically zero knowledge rollups. So yeah, there's also advantages for that over, I believe, optimistic rollups, but this is a very, very good thing. Obviously, developers can go ahead and create their own chains, you know, based on whatever they so desire, right? Now, ZK oracles, this is probably the most bullish thing I have for MINA, right? This will change the game. So you can connect to any website privately without the website knowing about it, seamlessly and fast. So if this actually pans out, essentially you can connect to any website you so wish, as long as it's like on HTTP, right? On the internet. And then you can extract the data from the website without the website having to know about it, without you having to worry about APIs and things like that. And it can securely do that thanks to zero knowledge proofs. If they nail this, I will be so bullish on MINA. There'll be so many projects wanting to interoperate with MINA just because of this. It'll be incredible, phenomenal, right? Also, run nodes on the browser, right? MINA allows anyone to become a full node as long as it can run on a browser. So this is what I was saying before. Essentially, the blockchain is so lightweight. The whole motto is powered by participants. Anyone can connect and run MINA protocol, and most importantly, become a full node. You can run it on your phone, wherever you need to. Again, it's a network powered by truly participants. Now, by far, the most important thing you have to remember is, please give me a like for this video. Guys, there's so much work that goes into creating this sort of content. I would really, really appreciate it. And plus, it lets me know that you like what I'm doing, right? And thank you to George. Thank you so much. I see you in the comments every single day. Really appreciate you providing lots of advice to people. And yeah, really appreciate it, mate. So, what are some of my concerns? And there are some, of course. With any sort of new technology, it's going to be extremely hard to pull off. Now, they're working with zero knowledge proofs. And again, it's new, okay? They're kind of at the forefront of a lot of this sort of stuff. Therefore, there's going to be lots of room for error, lots of roadmap events pushed back in time. Therefore, we might not expect them to come out as soon as what they are. And they're kind of working with very few developers, at least right now. So, MINA has seen very little on-chain growth recently, with only 25 full-time devs, only a very minuscule 148K commits, 440 daily active users. Now, I don't know how true this is, but if I got this from a very token terminal, a very reputable website, if this is really true, that is seriously concerning. However, I also need to mention, this kind of is supported by the very small amount of transactions since mainnet, 194,000. They've been out now for what, like 2-3 years? Very concerning. Although this seems terrible, MINA is only a very young project, and so young in fact that it doesn't actually have an application layer yet. Now this is due to come out this year. Again, you can't actually create applications on the network, okay? And let's talk about this for a second. This is the layer 1 flywheel I always talk about, and essentially you have to do this in order, because if you skip one of these steps, i.e., skip worrying about miners and validators or creating platform functionality, and you jump straight to worrying about the community and you miss developers, well, you're going to be hard stuck trying to get actual users in the long run, okay? Good thing is, MINA is focusing on platform functionality. They, again, haven't even created their actual environment, their platform yet, for developers to come on. So we'll see how this progresses over the next 12 to 24 months. If MINA can create truly, an environment where you can compile or use any language to create these ZK apps, we will truly see a very, very good application environment, because I believe their meme, their USP, being a zero knowledge proof network that's focused heavily on well, obviously privacy, but developers and connecting to external sources, we will see huge demand coming in here. They won't even need to worry about ecosystem grants. Okay, now, with that being said, guys, if you do want to learn more about MINA protocol, I have made a video on your screen now that dives into it in a full depth breakdown I made some time ago. It will explain most of the things you need to know about this protocol, especially how it actually works. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon.